A Russian drone hit an apartment building in Romania this week. Romania is a NATO member. The drone hit the 10th floor. The explosion was very real. 70 people evacuated. Romanian F-16s scrambled with authorization to engage. And then almost nothing happened. Well, now look, here's why that almost nothing is the most revealing thing the Western Alliance has done in 4 years. Let me give you the facts of what happened. Galați is one of Romania's most important Danube port cities, a major industrial and logistics hub on the river border between Romania, Moldova, and southern Ukraine. On Wednesday, a Russian drone descended into a residential neighborhood, disappeared from radar below 200 meters, and hit an apartment on the 10th floor of a building. The entire explosive payload detonated on impact. 4 people were affected, 2 with minor injuries transported to hospital, 2 others treated on site for panic attacks. Approximately 70 people evacuated. There was no casualties, thank God, and the fire was extinguished. Romanian F-16s launched from Fetești with authorization to engage. Romania's defense ministry explains what happened next. Conventional radar cannot track targets below 200 meters. So the drone descended, disappeared from the screens, and hit a building before the F-16s could engage. So Romania expelled the Russian consul general in Constanța and closed the Russian consulate there, the only Russian diplomatic office outside of Bucharest. That is the full extent of the NATO response. Consulate closed, diplomat expelled, and a press statement explaining why the fighter jets could not engage. So the coverage of this incident treated it as a tragic but isolated operational failure, a gap in air defense technology. Unfortunate, but not unprecedented, and definitely not an Article 5 situation. But here's the thing. This was the 28th time. It was not the first time. 28th time. That detail is sitting in the brief, and almost nobody is amplifying it. This was not the first Russian drone to enter Romanian airspace. It was the 28th since 2022. And after each of the previous 27 incidents, Romania called in the Russian ambassador. Russia denied responsibility. Russia suggested the drone may have been Ukrainian. The Romanian government issued a statement, and then nothing changed. 28 incidents over 4 years. No change in Russian behavior. No change in NATO air defense deployment in Romania. No change in the rules of engagement that produce a response of, we cannot fire a missile over a populated city. So at what point does a pattern stop being an accident and start being more like a policy? Because what Russia has been doing for 4 years methodically is testing the threshold below which the guys in charge will not respond collectively. Every time that threshold holds, it moves lower. The drone that hit Galați was not a mistake in Russian targeting. It was a data point in a 4-year experiment about where NATO's red line actually is, as opposed to where the politicians say it is. So Bulgaria announced this week that it is limiting the stay of U.S. military aircraft on its territory, extending permission only through the end of June. The reason why is Washington has not approved visa-free travel for Bulgarian citizens. So on the same news day, a NATO member's apartment building was hit by a Russian drone, and a different NATO member was restricting U.S. military access over a visa dispute. So these are not related events operationally, but they are related signals. What both countries are communicating in very different ways is that the internal cohesion of the room is under pressure from multiple directions simultaneously. Bulgaria is not leaving NATO. Romania is not leaving NATO, but both are demonstrating that the command structure's authority to order an unanimous response has limits that member states are increasingly willing to show the world. So this matters because Article 5's teeth are not based on the text of the treaty. The whole setup relies on these are the wordings, credible belief that every member will show up. The moment adversaries start questioning whether that belief is accurate, the actual defense value begins to rot, even if the paperwork stays the same. So again, it's just paper. So on the same day that Romania was explaining why its F-16s could not engage, the UAE's Sultan Al-Jaber was responding to Iran's attack on the Baraka nuclear plant, which is the UAE's civilian energy infrastructure. Al-Jaber's statement was, "The targeting of Baraka is a terrorist attack on a peaceful project. Baraka will keep running, the UAE will keep building, our resolve only grows stronger." Four sentences. No apology, no technical explanation of why the response was limited, no diplomatic softening, just we are still here, we are still building, and our resolve is growing. Now, why do I mention the UAE if the UAE is not in NATO? It does not have Article 5. It does not have a 77-year-old mutual defense treaty underwriting its security guarantees. And yet, the actual behavior after a direct attack on its infrastructure was harder, faster, and more direct than Romania's response to a direct hit on a NATO member's apartment building. So, what Al-Jaber understands and what NATO's leadership still struggles with is that deterrence lives in the gap between what you say and what you do. When the gap is small, well, your adversaries believed you. Okay, this dude means business. When the gap is visible, they put that gap to the test. And that gap right now between what NATO says about Article 5 and what actually happens the 28th time a Russian drone crosses Romanian airspace is a gap that every bad actor in the world is reading carefully. Romania did the right thing with the tools it had. The indictment is not Romania's. The indictment belongs to 4 years of alliance-level decisions that left a NATO member with F-16s that cannot engage drones below 200 meters, a consulate expulsion as the deterrent of record, and a press statement explaining why firing a missile over a city was off the table. Yeah, it's a bit embarrassing. So go ahead and imagine the next 30 days, because they will tell you a lot. Romania's president just expelled Russia's senior diplomat in Constanța. If Russia responds with a 29th airspace violation and nothing changes, that is the data point that matters. So watch whether NATO holds an emergency defense ministers session. Watch whether any air defense package moves toward Romania in the next budget cycle. And watch Bulgaria. If U.S. military aircraft are actually removed from Bulgarian territory at the end of June, that is a structural shift in the eastern flank posture. That it's not just a bilateral visa dispute. It's way bigger. If you want my deeper analysis on geopolitics and the behavior of the people who run the world, go check my blog, thepowerpundit.com. I can say things there that I don't say anywhere else. Link in description, and share this video with your family and friends so they know what's really going on. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Power Pundit. Much love and bliss.